This is all that's left of the largest aircraft ever built, the Antonov An-225 Mriya. Mriya means dream in Ukrainian, and for decades, it was exactly that, the dream of engineering without limits. And yet, it ended here on the ground, not in some glorious final flight, but in ashes during a modern war. One of a kind, a Cold War trophy, a flying freight train with the strange grace of a swan, and in a matter of hours, gone. To understand how something like this could exist, you have to go back to the 1980s. The Cold War was still in full swing. The United States had the Space Shuttle program, and the Soviets, not to be outdone, developed their own counterpart, the Buran. But here was the problem. Moving a space shuttle around is not exactly simple. In America, NASA modified a Boeing 747 to carry the shuttle on its back. The Soviet Union decided that instead of adapting, they would create something entirely new. Something bigger, something almost absurd. And so the Antonov Design Bureau was given a task with no precedent: design a plane unlike any other. The result was staggering. 6 powerful turbofan engines, each the size of a small locomotive. 32 wheels spread across massive landing gear, able to handle runways that strained under its weight. A wingspan longer than a football field. Its maximum takeoff weight? More than 600 tons. At the time, nothing else on Earth came close. It was the kind of aircraft that could only be built in an era when cost and practicality were secondary to prestige and power. But the Mriya wasn't just large, it was clever. Its twin tail fins allowed it to carry loads on top of its fuselage without losing stability. Its cavernous cargo bay could swallow entire aircraft fuselages or military vehicles. It wasn't just designed to lift heavy things. It was designed to lift things no one had ever imagined moving by air. In December of 1988, the dream finally took flight, and the sight was surreal. A space shuttle riding piggyback on a plane so enormous it seemed to bend the laws of physics. Crowds filled airfields to see it. News cameras followed it like a celebrity. For the Soviet Union, this was not just transport, it was a statement. Proof that their engineering prowess could rival anything in the West. And even in those early flights, the world sensed something unique had been created. This wasn't just a machine. It was a symbol of possibility, of what humans could build when they refused to accept limits. But history has a cruel sense of timing. Only 3 years later, the Soviet Union collapsed. The Buran program was cancelled. The dream was grounded. For nearly a decade, it sat abandoned in a Kiev hangar, its giant fuselage collecting dust while its purpose seemed lost to history. For a time, it seemed destined to remain a relic of the Cold War, a monument to ambitions that had evaporated overnight. The aircraft was so large that maintaining it without a mission was almost impossible. Its engines alone demanded resources that no company or government in the 1990s could justify spending. And so, the dream lingered in silence, a shadow of what it once promised. In 2001, Antonov Airlines decided to bring the giant back to life. Not for spaceflight, but as the world's heaviest lift cargo aircraft. And suddenly, the An-225 had a new mission: to move the unmovable. It hauled massive generators, locomotives, even entire wind turbine blades. Its cavernous cargo hold could carry over 250 tons at once, far more than any other aircraft ever built. When natural disaster struck, it carried humanitarian aid where no other aircraft could. After the 2010 Haiti earthquake, for example, the Mriya flew in critical relief supplies in record time. And slowly, the Mriya became more than just a cargo plane. It became a global icon. Aviation enthusiasts would travel hundreds of miles just to glimpse it taking off. Airport fences filled with crowds whenever she was scheduled to land. She was treated like a rock star with wings, and every appearance felt like an airshow all by itself. By the 2010s, her flights were internet events. Millions of people would watch live streams of her departures and arrivals. In an era where aircraft had become invisible parts of daily life, the Mriya was one of the few planes that could still inspire awe. She was living proof that machines could carry not just cargo, but imagination.
The Russian president says a military operation is now underway in eastern Ukraine.
The full-scale invasion that intelligence officials had been warning about for weeks is now underway, and there are reports of explosions and attacks at several major Ukrainian cities, starting in the city of Kiev.
February 2022. Russia invades Ukraine. Fighting reaches Hostomel Airport, home of the Antonov fleet. Inside one of its hangars rested the Mriya. 4 days, the fate of the aircraft was unclear, as control of the airport shifted back and forth between Russian and Ukrainian forces. To many, the idea that such a unique machine could simply be destroyed felt unthinkable. At first, there was hope. Rumors spread online that the giant had survived the fighting. Grainy photos, shaky videos. Each new image was dissected by aviation fans desperate to believe the dream still stood. But by March 4th, the truth was undeniable. The dream was gone. Whether it was targeted directly, or whether it was simply caught in the chaos of war, no one can say for certain. But what is certain is that aviation lost something irreplaceable that day. The images of her blackened fuselage spread around the world, sparking outrage, grief, and disbelief. For Ukrainians, it was more than the loss of an airplane. It was the loss of a national symbol, a piece of ingenuity that had carried their name across the skies. And yet, in the midst of tragedy, the Mriya became something even larger, a global emblem of resilience. The dream may have been destroyed, but the idea it represented, of building the impossible, endured. What many don't realize is that the An-225 was supposed to have a sibling. A second frame was started in the 1980s but never completed. It still sits today, half-built, locked away in an Antonov hangar. The cost to finish it? Roughly $500 million. The work required? Years of design updates, engineering, and global cooperation. Ukraine has declared that it intends to rebuild. For them, it's not just about constructing another airplane. It's about defiance. It's about proving that even in the face of destruction, some dreams are too big to let die. Mriya means dream. And yes, dreams can burn. They can be grounded. They can be broken apart. But sometimes, if enough people believe in them, dreams can rise again.